So we still don't really know what's going on. I've seen people estimate thousands and thousands of children are dead. We don't know. We figure out very soon because of the blackout that's going on. Now here is an embassy crew. An NBC crew send message from Gaza. I managed to get connectivity for a minute. So this is what's happening. For however possible, these people are getting connectivity, and when they do, they are broadcasting what happened before they are shut off. So he said, they say I managed to get connectivity for a minute with a lot of difficulty, and I wanted to let you know that all internet, electricity, and everything has been cut off. Every street is affected. People are carrying their dead and injured in the most basic methods on trolleys and in tuk-tuks. I don't know what that is. It's very dangerous everywhere. They are bombing us from the sky and above ground. A few minutes ago, warplanes bombed locations close to us. Can you guys imagine? Can you guys imagine if this was being reported out of Ukraine? If Russia was doing this to Ukraine and their journalists? Imagine if China did this to the Uyghur Muslims who China was falsely accused of committing a genocide of. And now that we see an actual genocide, people see how ridiculous it is, and that it ever was, to pretend that China was launching some secret genocide that no one could track. That was absurd. And I want you guys to know that the West is loot, because other than Israel and the United States, everyone sees this barbarity. Everyone sees this. And you got journalists that are being targeted by the Israeli government that desperately trying to get the message out. Here's another one. I think they're from Al Jazeera English. I'll play the clip and I'll read the description.
Tell you that we are now in hospital and we are going to be live by satellite as much as we can in every single hour. So please, guys, if you can hear us, send that message to the world that we are isolated now in Gaza. Again, guys, if you can hear us, we are isolated in the territory. We don't have any phone signals. We don't have any internet connections. We found a great difficulty even to communicate and contact with our relatives in different parts of the territory. Even we don't know what is the situation on the ground in different areas of the strip. We just only hear bombardment. We don't have any kind of access of communication to anyone. Everyone now is really terrified and afraid. Journalists here, even the citizens who are inside the hospital, they don't have any access to their networks. They don't have any kind of communication even with their neighbors. There is a great problem in the network. Tell you that
they are committing a genocide in darkness and killing everyone who wants to share what they are doing to the Palestinian children and people. Everyone that was complicit in this, including Bernie Sanders and many others who did not support a ceasefire, is deeply complicit, and I will hold them in contempt for the rest of my life. It's unbelievable, man. It's to the point where, this is from the UN. The UN says it's being confirmed that 53 of our colleagues in Gaza has been killed. These people dedicated their lives to their communities. One colleague died collecting bread. He leaves behind 6 children. We are beyond devastated as this unspeakable suffering continues. The UN, an organization filled with fucking cowards. They can't even name Israel that killed 53 of their own people. So nowhere in this tweet do they inform people that Israel killed your own people. This is Mark Kimberly. Israel killed them. Why don't you say that? Everyone ratioed them in oblivion. This is Lee Camp. These are UN workers who devoted their lives to helping people. Israel murdered them, and now their colleagues are too afraid to say who did it. Israel, they are killing aid workers, reporters, and thousands of children, while our government is sponsoring it with our tax money. And all we can do is race tweet. All we can do is spread awareness. All we can do is hit the streets. I have. with my Palestinian brothers and sisters? But what's happening? How are these glorified marches and prep rallies stopping this genocide? I plan on protesting again. And I'm going to show solidarity and spread awareness. But at a certain point, people got to realize, I got to be careful. The glorified prep rallies are not enough to stop these psychopathic, evil, ruling class people from supporting the genocide, including the quote-unquote best among us, like Bernie Sanders, who didn't support a ceasefire. You have a United States spokesperson, and despite these tragedies, they targeting journalists and UN workers, a U.S. spokesperson says Israel owes no one any justification in that it will have no lines, no red lines. That is what the United States is saying as they was committing, this was yesterday, as they was killing journalists, as they were killing UN workers, as they was committing the genocide in darkness. The Biden administration and U.S. officials, including everyone in the Senate, was saying that there are no red lines, that Israel owes no one any justification. Yes, they killed Al Jazeera journalists and their entire family. Yes, they target UN workers, but they don't owe any of them and their family any explanation. Do you guys have any idea how evil the West is? Do you guys have any idea how psychotic Joe Biden is? He's exactly the guy I warned you guys he was. Exactly the guy. If you voted for this guy, you got a genocide on your hands. You have blood on your hands if you said Israel had the right to defend themselves. They're killing everybody. And they can get away with it because international law is fake as fuck. It's fake as fuck. The only positive, which there are really none here, is that Israel really played themselves. And now the entire world see how psychotic Israel and the United States are. And I cannot emphasize enough that the United States and Israel are isolated. Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe, MSNBC, and CNN are telling this lie that Biden is this amazing leader who unified his allies. Haven't you guys heard that 1,000 times? We showed you guys them saying that on Propaganda Report. Biden is a great leader because he unified our allies. Our allies is rejecting the Biden administration. The only one who's following the United States is Austria. These are all puppets. You have 120 countries that are speaking out against this. They're in favor of immediate and durable, sustained humanitarian truce. The United States and Israel are isolated. And just like we predicted, is the end game for capitalism and neoliberalism. When they lose the general populace, when they are isolated, what are they going to do? They're going to lash out with violence. The United States and Israel was built on a genocide. It was built on violence. So when they are isolated, when they are cornered by the international community, they are going to commit more violence. They are going to kill as many people before they lose their power. And people prop this up. Every single person who propped this up makes me sick. Makes me absolutely sick. And the world sees it now. There are protests all over the world because of this. We already seen backlash on Israel in the World Cup last year. We already seen backlash on Israel on an international level, in an international stage. And you guys haven't seen shit. Especially once we get the real story. Once we really understood what the hell they just did in Gaza over the last 24 to 30 hours. I really hope, and I've seen a lot of people optimistic, I really hope this is the end of Zionism. Zionism lost, they never had, but there's not even an illusion of moral high ground anymore. Zionism is Nazism. You're either a Jew against Nazism because you understood how your ancestors was treated, or you're a Jew who decided to side with the Nazis. You decided to side with the Nazis because you was defeated. You wanted to be a conqueror. Your ancestors was killed, and instead of making the world the better place, you wanted to be the person who committed the genocide. You have the darkest of dark souls if you are a Zionist and you support this. Your humanity is gone. Western society stripped you of your humanity if you're a Zionist. There's no more soft language around this. It's on sight. If you support Zionism, it's on sight. You're morally reprehensible garbage if you support what the hell is going on.